This is Mastering Mathematics with your teacher, Karen Weston.
Hello, Antigua, Barbuda, and the rest of the world. Welcome again to another in the series, Mastering Mathematics. Yes, this is a program sponsored by the Ministry of Education using its EBU unit and our Mathematics Center and ABS Television. As usual, we are just making certain that the rudiments and all the technical aspects of mathematics would have been at children's fingertips. It's always a pleasure to go beneath or just to be on the street and to hear what's happening. Similar things can be said too, of course, as the maths coordinator. I would have been visiting schools and asking teachers, how is everything? And most of the time, it's always, everything's all right, we're doing fine. But I have learned over the years that the best persons and people to speak to are the students. And you will find out if everything is fine. Today, there is one issue that I have to deal with, and it's related to the lower secondary schools where the topic is algebra. Alright? Again, for us, most mathematicians will tell you algebra will give you the reasoning will give you the language of reasoning, making informed decisions. And of course, when we get higher, you would see that it is a lot of the things that we're doing in terms of the technical aspect of mathematics depends on algebra. Again, I've seen one of the tutors in England telling me that a quadratic equation, however they have it, that it is used by the police force to help in solving crimes. I want to step back and put you right at the beginning of the whole algebraic process. And so today we're going to be looking at basic algebra. Now, what it is that makes it different from what you're accustomed to. Because in algebra, we not only use numbers, we are also using letters. And it is the letters that are giving students some of the problems. Because the rules are the same. The things of the same quantity will be carrying out the same operations of adding, multiplication, subtraction, and division. So how is it done? And what do we want for our presentation of information? I begin, therefore, because grannies, aunties, and uncles, and those who have said, well, it's up a long time ago, and we don't know. Let us suppose, and so we are now in the territory of algebra. Let us suppose that we had two numbers, so we would not say 3 and 4 for algebra. We would be saying, and we use the little case letters, call them A and call them B. The things are done the same way in terms of the rules. When we if we're multiplying, it would be A times B, and the answer is just equal to AB because the quantities and because the letters are different. Alright? If we had this, if you had A plus B, it would still be equal to A plus B because the A can stand for apples and the B can stand for berries. Okay? So the quantities remain the same. However, if I gave you 3A plus 4A, the quantities are the same, so A could actually mean that they are all apples, and so it means how many do we have? So 3 plus 3A plus 4A would be equal to 7A, and that is what we would be writing. So it is as if the letters would give them a title. It would distinguish them and put them in a grouping. Alright? And then, so we have our multiplication, we have our addition, and now we also have our subtraction. If I gave you, said you're subtracting, so let's put that this is multiplication, okay? Multiplication. This is addition, Alright, and now we're going to be subtracting. So if I had to subtract A from B, it would be B minus A. Alright, and then the sign would be the same thing again. And if I'm taking B from A, it would be A minus B. So the rules for subtraction. Okay, subtraction. Now, again, we also have that of division. So if it had to be A divided by B, it would be A, and it says divided by B, and we can write that it is A over B. Alright? And that is what we would be doing. And that is the only difference in terms of how we use our rules for basic algebra. Rules, okay, so the rules remain the same for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, now when we are working these things and we have these signs, our rule for BODMAS still remains. Okay, bracket, multiplication or division, you can do first A and S. So operations are still carried out using those same rules. Alright? So, what is the big problem when we have students and we get them in a classroom and then they're asked to do some algebraic problems, and right away it is as if it was a nightmare. But teachers, you have to take your time and to show them something, because very early in this operation, what they're asking students to do is for substitution. So they would want them to know, we don't forget the numbers, we're going to take care of numbers, and you can get a problem that says, if A is equal to 6 and B is equal to 2, they are now going to ask you to find the value of 2A plus B. If A is equal to 6 and B is equal to 2, we have to find the value of 2A plus B. Okay? What does that mean? Right, we see 2A, it means 2 times A, and it is plus B. What have they told us in the sum? When we see A, we replace A with the number 6. So that this then would be equal to 2 times 6 plus, and what is B? B is equal to 2. So we'll be writing 2. 2 times 6 plus 2. And what is our answer? It's now equal to 2 times 6 is 12, and it's plus 2. So our final answer is equal to 14. That is what we do when we are substituting. Okay? So this is what we're doing when time comes for substitution. So we can write, we say substituting. Yes, we're substituting, but the topic is substitution. Okay? And that is what is involved. We are going to be given letters, and where we have the letters, we must replace them by numbers. What would we do if we were given, so this was the first one we were given, what would we do if we had to find the value of, and it is 3A divided by B, when A is equal to 6 and B is equal to 2. When A is equal to 6 and B is equal to 2, we want to find what is the value of this algebraic expression. So what do? We will be writing it is 3 times, and what is the value of A? 6. So when we have A, we're going to replace it with 6, and it's divided by, and what's the value of B? It is 2. So it's over 2, and we know our tables, 3 6s will give you 18, and it's over 2. And 2 into 18 goes 9 times. And that is the answer. It is as basic as this. Alright? So when we are talking about algebra, we're dealing first with letters, lowercase letters, and then they're going to ask you to do some substitution or some replacement of something. I'm going to send you on a break right now, and then we will be back to look at some more of these algebraic expression, substitution, and just clearing brackets. So see you in a minute.
If you know the answer to a question is incorrect and you cannot find the mistake, start over on a clean piece of paper. Oftentimes when you try to correct a problem, you continually overlook the mistake. Starting over on a clean piece of paper will let you focus on the question, not on trying to find the error. Always read my problems completely before beginning any calculations. If you glance too quick at a problem, you may misunderstand what really needs to be done to solve the problem.
Right, so you had your break, and you know, yes, we're talking about algebra. That's the mathematics where you get a lot of letters. And that's the new things that the students would have, coming from primary school, would have been meeting. Teachers, take your time. We're right onto the basic. Let them understand. It's a categorization, all right? The big languages and things that come, because I'll show you that they were actually doing linear equations from since a little to kindergarten. When teacher, like my teacher Pepsi, writing a number plus a box is equal to a number. So what is the missing number? That's the linear equation coming up. In algebra, we'll be putting x's or other little letters. So I want to take my, because it's really my first and my second formers who are in trouble at the moment, and I need them to understand this is like taking a walk in the park, all right? And then I will build you up to show you the other things, because we have known all the other rules. Since you're grade 6, you have done BOMDAS, okay? And I will just review some of the things before. So, we showed you first of all that when you're talking about substitution, you'd have been given, and we call it an algebraic expression, because it does not have an equal sign. When the problem has an equal sign, it is called an equation. If it's just two terms, and then the things that we added, they're called terms, all right? So if we're adding those two terms, if they are not of the same letters or the same quantities, then we just leave them when we add them, okay? Because it's as if you were saying 1 galvanized plus 1 piece of lead. What's the answer? It's still galvanized plus lead, okay? So that is what it is. But if you had 2 galvanized now, and you had to add them, what would be the answer, okay? And you'd have 2 sheets of galvanized, all right? So that is the difference. When the quantities are different, we leave them, but we put in the sign of the operation. Now, and what else did we say they like to do when it's algebra? Give you numbers and say the value of the A is this, or the value of the B is this. So find the value of the whole expression. And that is what they did here when we had 2A plus B, and you had A is equal to 6, B is equal to 2. What is the value? And so we know when we see 2A, it is understood that it is 2 times A, and then it is plus B. Our value of the A is 6, so it is 2 times 6, and then it is plus 2. Do our multiplication, still the rule for BOMDAS, so 2 times 6, 12, then our addition, and we get our answer of 40. Alright? And if it's division, and you had 3A divided by B, what are we doing here? Again, 3A means 3 times A, because it means 3. And that's A is equal to 6, so it's 3 times 6, divided by B, which is 2, so it will be 3 times 6 over 2. And your answer then would be equal to 18 divided by 2, which is equal to 9. Alright, so what do you think we're going to do now? Yes, I'm going to give you 2 or 3 so we can practice. And then we're going to move on. But you're going to say, is this thing I can sleep over? Something as easy as this. Alright? So here we are. And the first sum is on the board here for you. The expression. And we are substituting. When x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 7 and z is equal to 4, what is the value of this expression 3x plus 5y minus 3z? What did I say? X is equal to 2. Y is equal to 7. I'm bringing them where you can see. And z is equal to 4. What is the value of this expression? So you're going to be working with me, alright? So we had 3x plus 5y minus 3z, and this means it is 3 times, what's the numerical value of x? 2. So it is 2 plus 5 times, what's the numerical value of y? It is 7, okay? And it is minus, and it is 3 times, what's the numerical value of z? And it is 4. So that is what our second line looks like. So we have replaced the letters with their numerical value, okay? And now, what are we doing? Yes, we're going to do our multiplication, and it is now 3 2's would give you 6, and it is plus 5 7's would give you 35, and it is minus 3 4's would give us 12. And then still the rule for bounders, okay? Our addition, okay? So 6 plus 35 would give you 41, and it is minus 12, okay? Students, you don't have to be looking across and trying to do new numbers. Put them down how you're accustomed to from your primary school and do it like this. If you're not using your calculator, but things like these, you punch into your calculator and you can get your answer, so that 2 of these steps would not be there. But for now, we want to make certain you understand what you're doing. 2 from 1 we can't, we'll be borrowing 1 here, you have 11. 2 from 11 will give you a 9, and 1 from 3 will give you 2, and you jump up and say bravo, because your answer now is equal to 29. And that is the value. Alright? That is the value. And I know you're saying tall. I can't believe I got that one right. So Miss Weston, give me another one. And of course, Miss Weston is going to oblige, because I like when you work it. So we take in this, and we had this just to show you what you did before. Now we're going to clean our boards, because we want you to have a clear view of everything. Nothing to hide you, nothing to say you're confused. We can take off this one too. And today, even I am challenging my little grade and 6 and even my little grade 4 students, and if my little 8-year-old is listening and all, I am betting you can do this, okay? Because it is still the basic multiplication. And I know Jetta's little daughter, Amoya, is listening, and she's looking and saying, oh, when Miss Weston put up the numbers instead of the letters, I can do that because I know my 3 times table. And that is what it is. Parents, let us start challenging our students, because they can do it, all right? And that is what's going to make them feel grown up. Now, so if we have another expression, and we had 5x, and it is 5x, and it is minus 2y, and then it is minus 3x, and it is plus 4y. Making certain that these are things that you can see. So we want to give you that expression. It is 5x minus 2y minus 3x plus 4y, and we have to find a value when x is equal to 3 x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 6. What is the value? Okay, so let us see what we're doing with this. So again, we know 5x means 5 multiplied by. Where we have x, we're going to see 3. So then we start. So here, we're going to write that would imply it's 5 times 3, and it's minus 2 times 6, because that's the value of y, and it is minus 3 times, what's the value of x? So it's 3, and it's plus 4 times 6. That's our value. Alright? So what do we do? Multiplication, because we can do it, okay? Odd mass gets into it right away. So 3 5s, 15, and it's minus 12, minus 9, and it is plus 24. And then what are we going to do? So the rule again, odd mass gets into it, and so we get down to our addition. So it is 15 plus, I'm putting it close so that you can see, minus 12, minus 9, and here I'm going to get that is 39, and it is minus 12, minus 9. Then we see that these are the same negatives, and how many do we have altogether? So it's 39, and it's minus, and it is how many of them? And it is 21, okay? And then again we say take your time, put it like this, and you will get 1 from 9 will give you 8, 2 from 3, 1. And so your answer then, the answer, my friend, is equal to 18. And that is what you're calling substitution. Okay? So instead of calling me x, you're saying that. And let us see if we can squeeze the last one into it before we send you to sleep for the night. Suppose you had 3. So this one, and you're looking on this side, I'm leaving that for people who didn't write so quickly, because I don't want you to say again and all, oh, she Miss Western, she write and she rub off the thing so fast. I'm leaving it so that you can see. So it is now 3y, so it is now 3y, and it is minus 2x, and it is over 6. And we say our values are y is equal to 6 and x is equal to 3. And what is the topic we are doing? It is an algebraic sum, and the topic is substitution. Okay? So then we are replacing. So this now is equal to, where we have y, we're going to divide 6, and it's minus 2 times 3, and it's over 6. And it's equal now to 3 6s will give you 18, and it's minus 6, and it's over 6. 18 minus 6, what are we going to have? It is 12, and it's 12 divided by 6. 6 into 12 goes 2 times. Takes you right back into your basic operation. And as we're seeing, teachers, you can see right away that the rule for FODMAS or BOMGAS focuses very big in that. So before you start that class, we would try to give our students the opportunity to recall how does the rule for BOMGAS goes. So you're working brackets, then of, then division or multiplication, addition, and then your subtraction. So you tie it in all the time. It's not just substitution in a whole vacuum, okay? It is incorporating what else. And you bring it to the front and show the students that, right, so when you say BODMAS, it works also in this operation. And that is as basic as you can get it in terms of algebra. I want our teachers to take time, look around the classroom, and to see those faces and those brows which are knitted, because it means they don't understand, and it is their right not to understand too, because that is when growth is taking place. If you're just saying the answers all the time, nothing is happening. But when you get a sum that stuns you, you have to stop, you have to think, and you're going over in your brains, what. And that is how reasoning and logical thinking is developed, okay? So don't just say, oh, I can't bother. And and check and see which one of those students in the class is making headway, all right? And ask them to come and join you as one of the facilitators and to be the teachers for their peer. You would see what a lovely lesson you're going to have. Take the time with our students. Do not rush on, all right? Because once they have learned it, there's nothing else for them to learn. So, get out your textbooks, look for your little examples, and see all those things I thought I couldn't do them, but now I know I can do them. Practice a few, because I'm coming back tomorrow to take you through some more of these this time. The rule, especially where you're going to get knitted, is that room for multiplication. So we're going to attack that immediately and see how we progress from that. And my performers, I haven't forgotten that I said I'm going to be doing the question number 2s. But we have to take a little time to step back to get the rudiments for the mathematics correct. So continue to enjoy mastering mathematics, because I do love to know that I am making a difference in Antigua Barbuda, because that's what the taxpayers had sent me away for. And I'm grateful for that, so now it's time to share the information. So see you again tomorrow, and God bless all of us. Pray for the nation of Antigua Barbuda and for all those who have education and the business of education at heart.
Join us next time for another in the series, Mastering Mathematics, a production of the Education Broadcasting Unit in the Ministry of Education and ABS TV.